Hey guys, I want to start today's video by asking you 3 thought-provoking questions. Question number 1. How should you behave differently around a woman that you want to pick up if she is average to just above average in looks or, oh my god, super hot? How should you behave differently? If your answer is that you should do anything differently, then I'm going to suggest to you that that is part of the problem. One of the guy's biggest problems when it comes to approaching women is that the second women become hot, they change. Their psychology changes, their brain changes, the way they see her changes, the pedestal they put up on her changes, and their whole approach, everything shifts when she becomes super hot in their mind. And that is the problem. Not that they should treat her any differently, but actually that they need to do the same thing. And that is harder than most guys realize. Question number 2, when you approach a woman on the street, in a bar, in a club, at a house party, who has the power? If your answer is anything other than both of you, then I'd argue that something has gone awry. Either she is being too needy or you are being too needy, because you both should be choosy the second you are talking. You both should be assessing and judging each other and working out if you want to hang around or if you want to walk away and get away from each other. You should both have that power. And the last, and to me, the most important question I want to ask you, and the question that frames this entire video is, when was the last time you walked up to a girl you thought was really cute and you walked away from her because she wasn't that interesting once you got to know her? I'm guessing it's never happened. I'm guessing maybe it happened because there was something really disgusting about her, but normally speaking, you'd take pretty much what you can get. That's what I want to talk to you about today. 2 weeks ago, I was coaching a boot camp up here in Gold Coast, Australia. I'd also shipped up one of my coaches from Sydney to join me, so we're both coaching it together. And one of the guys we were coaching really had a lot going for him. He was relatively tall. I think he's 5'10", 5'11". Not super tall, but he was a decent height. He was white. He was good looking. He was really well built, lots of gym, in great shape. And he's a pretty smart guy. He had all the right stuff going for him. And yet, I'd send him in to talk to girls, and every time I watched him, I would see this. I would see him leaning in, really eager, really enthusiastic to try to talk to her, and I would see her leaning back. Like trying to get further and further away from him and distancing. And I'd see him approach groups of girls, and before very long, the group would stop talking to him so much and leave him on the outskirts alone. One time I saw him with 2 other guys who weren't as good looking as him, and yet the women ended up putting all their attention on the other 2 guys and not him, even though he, in theory, should have had more to offer just by being better looking. They don't know the other guys very well. So what he was struggling with wasn't so unusual, but it stood out because he had so much going for him, right? What he had going on was that he was too eager to please. When he would approach, when he would go and talk to a woman, he wanted her to like him. And so I had a chat with him. I said, I've noticed that you're suffering a lot with women trying to, it feels like you're leaning in and women leaning back, trying to get away. He said, yeah, I feel that too. I said to him, when you approach a woman and she's really hot, what would turn you off her? And he said, not much. I mean, if she's really cute, I honestly, if I've got to be really honest with you, I'd probably put up with a lot before I'd be willing to walk away. Because, I really want to be able to pick up a hot girl in my life. So, beggars can't be choosers, right? And this was a critical part of my coaching with this man. Because from this point, I knew that's what I had to change. You see, no woman wants a man to walk up to her and be like, oh, sweetheart, you're so cute, you've got me. You can behave any way you like now. Doesn't matter what you're like for the rest. You've got me. And unfortunately for most men, this is what we do, especially when there's a threshold in hotness that a woman reaches. It's like, well, she's super hot, so I'll take whatever I can get right now. And that's almost never attractive to a woman. And it's one of the things that we change when women become hot. And we need to work around it. So what I did with this guy, I did a couple of things. First of all, what I did with my coach is I'd get him to start doing dares. So I found a really hot girl, and my coach, Denzel, said to this guy, he said, look, all right, you're going to approach this girl. She's standing at the bar. And he said, all right, you're going to go up to her and you're going to look confused, like really confused, right? And you're going to say to her, you're going to go up and you're going to go, is this the line to the bathrooms? Right? So just a stupid thing that obviously is kind of silly and wacky. And the reason why we were getting him to do this was because he needed to stop taking himself so seriously. He had to be willing to walk up to a hot girl and say something silly, not trying to pick her up, to try to disconnect from that need to get her approval. And we did some other dares as well. Denzel, we sent him in to talk to a really hot girl, and then Denzel would go in and join him and pretend to be his gay ex-boyfriend, right? So totally trying to blow him out and just have fun with the interaction. We started doing this stuff because we wanted him to disconnect from trying to make her like him. But then there was another step that we had to take. So I said to him, all right, dude, tell me, what could you screen women for? In other words, what features are attractive to you in a woman, right? And he labeled some things, and I grabbed two of them and said, all right, cool. So you would ideally like to have a woman that has her own business, and you would ideally like to have a woman who has traveled a lot. Great. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. See that really hot blonde over there? You're going to go and talk to her, and the only thing you have to do is work out if she's got her own business and has she traveled a lot. If she's a negative to either of those, you're going to walk away and come straight back to me. And this was a pivotal shift in this student's awareness of the world. Because when he came back, I could see something has changed. He came back and he said, that was really weird. He said, I walked away and I came back, but the whole time she was leaning in, trying to talk to me, trying to get me to like her. I said, yes, because now you went in knowing you were going to walk away if she didn't meet your needs. And this was so massive because almost every interaction he had after that, women were leaning in. Women were wanting to get to know him. He had value in the interactions. He was no longer being ostracized by that group of women because he didn't need their approval. Because every time he went in, I was telling him, you've got to walk away. Be willing to walk away. And the second he did that, everything changed. It was a huge mindset shift. Now, this student isn't unusual. This is true for so many of the guys that I work with. To be able to attract women, you first need to be willing and ready and have already in the past walked away. It's too easy to approach a girl and get stuck in this idea that I'm here now. Now I like you. Can you like me back? Right? We get so focused on it, but that's not how it should work. That's not sure how any of this should work. If you approach a woman, you really need to know what you do want from her and what you don't want. In other words, what you would like to find and what would be a turn-off and cause you to walk away. So to do that, I want you to do something right now. I want you to stop thinking about really hot women. And I want you to imagine that you're approaching a woman who is, let's say she is okay looking, but not amazing. You know, like just on that cusp, on that border of, oh, would I or wouldn't I? She's right there. And this woman that you've met, let's say you've met her at a house party. What positive traits could she have that would make you like her more, right? That would make her more attractive to you. And as well, what traits could she have that would make you say, oh, no, I'm not interested. I'm going to walk away. So for me, for example, I like women to really enjoy deep intellectual conversation. When a woman digs that, when a woman can really get into the deep stuff, oh, I like that. That's a great thing. I enjoy these kinds of conversations. The intellectual debate really turns me on. I like a woman who laughs at my jokes. I laugh at my jokes. I think I'm a funny guy. I need a woman who also thinks I'm a funny guy. That's an important thing too. There are many others. Maybe what could turn me off? You know what? It would turn me off if I met a woman who is really heavily into a lot of the more woo-woo stuff. You know, women who say, quantum mechanics proves that we have a soul. It doesn't, by the way. But, women who say this stuff, who believe in the heavily woo-woo stuff, they're going to lose me. I'm going to lose interest super quickly. So knowing these things, and when you know these things, when you go up and you talk to a woman, that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? So you're not literally saying this, but this is the frame that you're bringing. This is really what you're trying to achieve, right? It's like, so, let's see, do you like intellectual conversation? Do you like my jokes? Oh, no, you don't like intellectual conversation. You like to keep life simple. Oh, it's been nice to meet you. I better get back to my friends. Don't be rude. Have a nice night. When you start to do that, women will like you. Women will start to be attracted to you. You will start to find women will want to be around you more. You're going to start to find women will start working harder to prove themselves to you, not you trying hard to prove yourself to them. But the only way to achieve this, you can't just have this change overnight. You need to start walking away from women. I don't know any guy who's successful with women who doesn't as well consistently walk away from them himself. When you become that guy, that's the man that women want to meet. That's the guy that's going to turn women on. And so I hope that you take this information and you work with it. I'd love to hear from you. Have you done this? Have you created a habit of walking away from women? Are you going to do it as a result of watching this video? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, guys, check out some of my other videos if you liked this one as well. If you liked it, I'm willing to bet you'll like them too. As always, take care, stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you in my future videos.